everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be making this video for you guys. This will be my first trimester recap. I'm going to go through the physical symptoms, the emotional symptoms, some things I've learned, some tips that worked for me, and then share a very small first baby haul at the end. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and hit the bell notification below so you can stay up to date with motherhood, lifestyle, and travel content here. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope you'll join this little online community of ours. So let's get into it. I have my notes here. So if you didn't see already, we are expecting, as you can tell from the title of this video, our first baby this August. We are overjoyed. It is such a miracle. We are so grateful that God blessed us with a baby. Yeah, it felt like it happened very fast. We were very fortunate, and we are really excited. So if you haven't seen our live pregnancy test video or our video telling our friends and family, I will link that below. So be sure you go and check that out as well after this. All right, so first trimester physical symptoms. We found out we were pregnant at around 5 weeks, and it was so surreal. I didn't realize that they count it from the day of your last period. So even though it felt like I was just pregnant, it was already considered 5 weeks. So we took our pregnancy test on December 3rd. At that point, I was pretty much exactly 1 week or 8 days late. So that's when we found out. We were over the moon, so excited, and yeah, ready for the journey to begin. Around 6.5 weeks, so about a week and a half later, the symptoms set in. I experienced really severe nausea from about week 6 to 12. It was completely unexpected for me. My mom never had morning sickness or nausea, and my best friend, who was the closest person I had kind of walked the pregnancy journey with of recent, had not experienced morning sickness or nausea. And so I really felt totally blindsided by it. I guess I just had that feeling like, I'm not gonna get this, and I did. I was car sick from about the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. Thankfully, I wasn't vomiting severely or anything like that. I did dry heave a few times, but it was just a nausea like I'd never experienced. Just waves of feeling really queasy and not necessarily dizzy, but just feeling like I had to lay down or eat something. It was just very intense, and like I said, it lasted all day. What I did learn about nausea and morning sickness is it's not necessarily a gut issue, which if it was, I feel like there's so many things you could take or things you could eat to help, but it's actually more of, it's a hormonal nausea. So I felt even more powerless to do anything about it, but eating did help. I was craving salty foods, so I had a lot of salty soups, those Lipton soup packets, Campbell's chicken noodle soup, Progresso chicken noodle soup, homemade chicken noodle soup. I just wanted like salty broth. Pho was really good to eat, chicken pho. I really just wanted salt and broth. Even though I wasn't getting sick, it just felt like I couldn't keep a lot down, so I just wanted like salty liquids in any form. I also would do a lot of Gatorade. My doctor encouraged me to do Gatorade just to make sure I was getting enough electrolytes, because I was trying to drink water too, but it's just such a weird combination of extreme car sickness is the best way I can describe it. I really wanted melted cheese, so like cheesy things, Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A fried foods, French fries, fried chicken were my best friends in these first few weeks. I was definitely worried that I wasn't getting enough nutrients, but my OB encouraged me that early on in pregnancy, your body has a lot of the nutrients that your baby needs. So even though diet is important, a lot of what your baby is using to grow in those early weeks, your body is already providing through your existing fat stores and water and different things like that. So diet is important, but my doctor told me, bone broth and Gatorade would be plenty at this phase. So it put my mind a little bit at ease, just because I wasn't getting a lot of leafy greens or fruits and vegetables at this time, because I was just kind of eating to survive whatever I could get down, whatever tasted good. No sweets. I did not want anything sweet, which was hilarious because it was the holidays, and I didn't want any cookies or brownies or anything, or candy or anything like that. except for fruit. That was the sweet thing I craved. Tropical fruits, pineapples, like sour green apples, watermelon, lemon, like lemon juice, and anything. I really just craved fruit and then salty / fried food. I was falling asleep a lot. The fatigue hit pretty hard. It was a fatigue I had not known before. Sort of when you wake up in the morning and you know you did not sleep well and you don't feel rested at all, but it was sort of that in waves all day. It was a hard time at work. Some days I would put my head down on my desk because I just felt so tired. I was falling asleep in the car. I was falling asleep at restaurants. It was all over the place. I'm sure we have some funny clips and photos that will appear in a blog or maybe on this video somewhere of just me falling asleep in different places. I jokingly said I fell asleep through Christmas. My family in Ohio, where we spent the holidays, was really gracious and patient. They just wanted to be near me, so they would encourage me to nap on the couch versus upstairs. They could be close to me, but I pretty much just slept all of Christmas break, in addition to just eating my weight in soup and cheese and crackers. In terms of supplements or things that I took to help with the nausea, Unisom worked for me. It's an over-the-counter sleep aid that my sister-in-law Lori, as well as my doctor, recommended. That has been working great. I've continued to take it just kind of as a precaution, and it's not harmful in that way, so I take one every night. And additionally, I tried the Zofran, which is an anti-nausea medication that's common for them to give, but that didn't work for me. The combination of the B6, and I forget the other vitamin that they recommend, didn't really work for me. In fact, even taking my prenatals was making me a little bit queasy, so I didn't go that route. Now, I'm not a doctor. Everybody's body is different, but I would encourage you, if you're comfortable with taking something, there's no shame in that. You need to take care of your body and just talk to your OB, talk to your doctor about what they recommend, because there are things that they recommend for the nausea. So yeah, if you're comfortable with that, I encourage you to try to find something. It really did help, and it helped me feel like I could take care of myself, which then, you know, allows me to take better care of my baby. In terms of the emotional side of it, during those first like 12 weeks, it was hard. I didn't feel like myself because I was tired and nauseous. You know, my generally more outgoing personality felt really subdued. Social situations were hard just because I wanted to lay down, or I felt queasy or nauseous. It was also really hard because here I was in this incredibly blessed position to be pregnant. I have friends who have struggled, who are struggling, and I felt, you know, almost ashamed that I was struggling. And I think that's common for women who experience these extreme symptoms. And I just want to encourage you, there's no shame in being grateful and struggling. That even though pregnancy is a miracle and we are so grateful to be having this opportunity now to bring a baby into the world, it is hard, and it is okay to have hard days. It's okay to miss feeling like yourself. It's okay to not be super excited and, you know, jazzed about it when you feel so terrible. So just to encourage you, I found that being transparent and honest with my friends about it was really great. You know, saying, we're so excited, but also we feel terrible. Like, they were super supportive. They understood. I actually have a really good friend of mine who experienced very similar symptoms. It was so great to just have someone who understood and said, me too. So there's no shame in feeling how you're feeling. You can be grateful and struggle. I can't say it enough. So to all my friends and family who were super understanding and helpful, thank you. We had friends who cooked for me. My discipleship girls would cook, and we met here for a number of weeks because it was just easier for me without driving somewhere else. My best friend Sarah took down our Christmas decorations with Jeff, cleaned the living room. There were just so many things, housekeeping wise and cooking wise. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I'm just so grateful that they were understanding, and, you know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, buck up and be grateful. It was like, yes, we know you're so grateful, but we also know you're having a really hard time, and we want to be there for you. So I hope you have someone like that in your life. But I hope that I can at least be an encouragement to you that the struggle is real, and it's okay to struggle. The work day was tough. I ended up telling my team, I work a 9-to-5 job, in marketing, and I ended up telling my boss and my team around 8 weeks just because it was hard to hide the sickness and it was hard to hide those rough days. Oops, sorry. They were super understanding. I ended up being able to work from home a few times as I needed to just be horizontal on my laptop. Like sitting up at a desk all day was not happening. And so I was really grateful that they were flexible with that. So I would just encourage you to be honest with your boss. Hopefully they meet you where you're at, but listen to your body and know what your body needs, and it's okay. It's okay to feel weak. It's okay to need to lie down. Pregnancy is a whole new experience that can just totally knock you flat. At 7 weeks, we had our first scan. We got to see the heartbeat. We got to hear the heartbeat. Well, and we actually kind of saw it. I feel like there was a little like boop, 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 boop in the photo. So this is our little bean. This is our first photo. I have a special frame for this as well. I'm going to put it in. But that was surreal. And Jeff even was lightheaded. I was overwhelmed and had tears in my eyes because we have a scan every 4 weeks right now. And in between those scans, it's like you don't know what's going on with baby. So I was just so grateful. I know that people fall on different ends of the spectrum with regard to prenatal care, scans, all those things. But for us, we chose to just be as knowledgeable as possible about our baby. And so I'm really grateful that we have been having those experiences to see and hear, and it was crazy. And my OB even said, it's an adrenaline rush. Like it's common to feel lightheaded or dizzy in those appointments just because it's an intense thing. You're seeing this little being that's growing inside your body, and it's wild. So Jeff has been with me at every single one, and it's been different every time and very cool every time. My OB kind of coined what I'm calling my hope phrase for the pregnancy, which is, it couldn't look better. She kept telling me that as I think she was sensing my kind of, oh my God, okay, I need to lay down. Like, she's like, couldn't look better. You're good. Everything's good. Just because I get very overwhelmed in the OBGYN office. As we all know, that experience is intense no matter what appointment you're at. And it can be overwhelming, and that's okay. And she said it was totally normal. I did have some light spotting, which is normal around that time. I was a little worried just because I wasn't gaining as much weight. But again, I'm 5'8", so they said, it's normal. By 16 weeks, I gained about 3 pounds, or about 12, but by week 12, I gained about 3 pounds. I'm 5'8", and so, I think because maybe I'm taller, I'm just not gaining weight as fast. It's totally fine. The appointments have been really fun. I've been really looking forward to them. It's just nice to know what's going on, because I'm about 18 weeks right now. I don't know if I just said that. And I still haven't felt the baby yet. Again, I know that's normal, which makes the scans all the more special because, I know that there's a baby in there, but I don't really know what's going on in there. So it's nice to see it and talk to the doctors about it. And on that note, at 12 weeks, we did opt to do genetics testing. Again, I know people fall on different ends of the spectrum, so wherever you fall, you do you. But we just chose to be as knowledgeable as possible, and it was so cool. You do blood tests and different things. They test for different things via blood tests for me and my husband. And we also met with a genetics counselor. We go through Kaiser, by the way. I have loved our experience with Kaiser. Cannot say enough good things about Kaiser. But part of it is meeting with a genetics counselor. And it was so neat to just learn more about pregnancy and genetics and family heritage. And we went through our family tree and just talked about different things that are common in different, parts of our heritage and our different heritages. And it was just really cool. I sort of fangirled at the genetics counselor because even though I know she can have a really hard job, it's just a really cool job, and really piqued our interest to want to be as educated as we can be about our baby and about pregnancy and about our own genetics and our own health. And so I would encourage you, if you're curious, to ask questions and to see what appointments are available just to educate yourself. It's been really cool. So after the 12 weeks, I started to feel like I was coming out of the woods. The nausea was at bay. I spent a whole day out with Sarah. We went to Target and I bought some of my first maternity clothes. And then the next day I got sick. I had a really bad head cold. Thankfully it was just that. and I hope and pray it's the only cold I have. I know they can be common with pregnancy because of, you know, a lot of sinus issues, which can be common. But it knocked me out, and it was hard because, you know, I couldn't, you know, you're not meant to take the Dayquil or the NyQuil. I wanted to listen to the doctor and just stick to Tylenol and rest I did. I will say that that has been an overall theme, both physically and emotionally / mentally to pregnancy, is learning how to rest from the busyness and all the physical things. I really just started to work out recently, getting enough rest at night, getting enough rest during the week when you're busy and when you're working full time or you know, whatever you're doing, to rest. And I feel that the nausea and that really bad cold around week 13 really showed me how much I needed to slow down and listen to my body and just rest. And self-care, as trendy as it is, I have totally joined the bandwagon. So the cold was rough and those early weeks were rough, but I'm grateful that I really do feel that I rested as much as I could, and I'm still getting about 10 hours of sleep a night. So around weeks 14 and 15, and really up until, they're still pretty persistent now, are my headaches. I was prone to migraines before pregnancy. Thankfully, I've only had about one migraine since being pregnant. It is a cause for concern, I learned, as I called the nurse hotline many times, pretty much because of blood pressure. Doctors and nurses are often concerned that headaches can mean high blood pressure, which is serious for pregnancy. And so, you know, if you do struggle with headaches, talk to your doctor, make sure that that's not necessarily like a risk. But if it is, you know, listen to your doctors, listen to your nurses. They thought they wanted me to come in a few different times, but we ended up being able to just work out some solutions for my headaches, knowing they're not causing high blood pressure right now, and hopefully they won't for the remainder of my pregnancy. I've been taking Tylenol. My OB said Excedrin can be okay, but I've been trying to not take anything if I don't need it. And they encouraged me to do a hot compress. So if you have one of those like rice bags or hot things, I put it on the back of my neck, back of my head where the tension is, and that's been helpful. It's funny because I had a cold rag all during the nausea, and now I'm switching to hot packs for the headaches. But that's been helping. I take Tylenol if it's really bad, and I have been drinking coffee. My OB said, you know, coffee's okay. The caffeine can help. Like I said, I think listening to your body and taking care of you is important. Obviously, be wise when it comes to what you're taking and what you're doing because of your baby, but also it's important that you feel healthy and you can take care of yourself, because that's ultimately going to serve your baby. So we had the genetic scan at 12 weeks, which was really, really cool and exciting because we got to see more of the baby's kind of shape and their profile, the little hands and feet, which was cool because it just makes them feel more like a person, and that you can start to imagine what they might look like, what it will feel like to hold them. And then at 16 weeks, like, we called it the skeleton scan because you really start to see the bone structure of the baby at the scan, and our baby was looking right at the camera, so we got to see a full skeleton. And that was exciting. Just, you're seeing all the different parts of the body form and how they form, and it's crazy. It's crazy cool. I know there's a lot of apps out there that will inform you of that. We're using Ovia to tell us kind of where we're at and what's going on in the baby's development, and it's just so cool to read about it and then see it on the scan, and it's just wild how bodies are made inside of us. It's crazy. So that's been exciting. Seeing the scans, seeing the ultrasounds have really helped calm my nerves, know that the baby's okay, and just makes it all feel so much more real. So like I said, I'm coming up on 19 weeks in just a few days, which is exciting. We're almost halfway there. It's wild. And I have my energy back for sure. That's been the last couple of weeks. Feeling more like myself, feeling more up to running errands, going out, being with friends, maybe staying up past 8:30 or 9 p.m. Whoa, crazy. And yeah, I just want to say also a quick thank you to our family for being so supportive and so excited for us, and to our friends in LA especially, who have just been so, not only just excited, but just understanding when we've needed to leave early, or when we haven't made it to something, or when I just have been having a rough day, or can't cook for us, or can't straighten up my house or, you know, whatever it is. I just feel like we've got a great community of friends here. A lot of our friends have kids or are pregnant, so I feel very blessed that God surrounded us and really saturated our life with people who get it and who want to be there for us. So if you don't have that, I hope that this community and my YouTube channel and my blog, and that I can personally be that for you and encourage you in these moments. Feel free to leave comments below or DM me on Instagram. I'll leave that below too. Know that you are not alone, and whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're feeling, there's no shame. Motherhood is a crazy journey, and everyone has different experiences and different symptoms, different emotions, and I just want to say they're all valid, and you are not alone, and I hope that you find solace here, and that my hope is that this video encourages you, as so many of these videos have encouraged me, in just all the different things that can happen and all the different ways that our bodies do the things that they do. And it's been such a cool thing to know that, you know, God intentionally designed this for a reason, and that I'm not experiencing something in a vacuum, and that others have walked this journey before me and are there for me, and that I don't have to go it alone. And even if you're not finding that in person, like I said, I hope you find it here. And yeah, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I'm just gonna wrap up this video by showing you a few of the little baby things we've gotten so far. So the night we took our test and got our first positive, we ran over to our best friend's house and told them, and they were just, it was so sweet, and they were so excited, and they knew that we were trying, and they just prayed for us and already started helping us plan how we were gonna tell our families. But was super sweet was my best friend Sarah had already purchased a baby card and a baby gift for me and presented it to me that night, which is this beautiful bump journal. It's linen and gold foil. I think she got it at a bookstore, maybe in Washington somewhere. And it's really, really cool. And even though I have those notes there, I've been noting things down in here, and I think it's just going to be a really beautiful thing to look back on and remember. So each week has the date, weight, waist measurement, crazy cravings, next appointment, questions, answers, and then it has a place to journal. So journaling has been super helpful. I want to remember as much as I can, but also just have this really special keepsake of this time in my life, my first pregnancy. You know, it's the only time that this is going to be my first pregnancy. So that was really cool. Also that night we ended up running out and running to Target to get a second pregnancy test just to confirm. And Jeff got a bottle of whiskey to celebrate. And I picked out these sweet little baby booties. I had to get something. I was just so overwhelmed and just so overcome by the fact that I was going to be a mom. I was a mom. I am a mom. And so I just wanted to get a little something. So we got these little bear booties, and they sat on our dresser, and it was just so fun to look at every morning and be reminded, and, you know, plan how we were going to tell family and friends, and just have our little bear there. Additionally, I bought this little lemon snuggle, little security blanket. I love lemons. We have a lemon tree in our backyard. Lemons just remind me a lot of my Italian heritage and upbringing, and I just thought it was so sweet for our little squeeze. Got a little lemon. Sarah and Casey also for Christmas had made for us this little Lowndes onesie. It's a newborn. Look at how tiny. So cute. And then our friends Lindsay and Nate, I feel like they've become the first gift givers when someone gets pregnant. I think they went out the night we told them and got us this little pack of onesies. Just so sweet, little lion. And then Lindsay and Nate, they both love dogs and cats. And so this little woof, little puppy onesie, so cute. So that was really fun to get that. And then we live in a duplex, and the family that lives with us, when they found out, got us a little book, our first baby book. Only One You by Linda Krantz. Haven't read it yet, but plan to read it to baby soon, and a little gift card. And so we just felt the love right away from everyone. And since then, we've also got a crib and a bassinet. The bassinet was given to us by a coworker of mine, Jasmine. So sweet. And then our crib we actually got on Buy Nothing. If you're looking for affordable baby things or free baby things, see if your community or your city has a Buy Nothing Facebook group. basically it's just people in the neighborhood who are giving stuff away, and we were crazy blessed with a beautiful wood crib. Like we said, we got that, the bassinet, and then a coworker also gave me a changing pad, which we'll get covers for and all of that. And so just so cool how God's already providing some of those things that we need, and we're okay to have secondhand. And yeah, so I'd encourage you, if you are on Facebook, to look for those groups, Facebook Marketplace. There's so many easy and affordable ways to get some baby stuff. And we've also started to get some books, and we got a hiking stroller for when the baby's older from our good friends Katie and Andrew, which is really special. I sort of feel like we have this like community of baby heirlooms that will get handed down to our baby, and maybe even a friend's baby next. Like it's just great to know that we're so surrounded. And so I'm saying all this to remind myself how much God is already providing for us and loving our babies. So if you've stuck with me this far, thank you. I hope that this was informative and encouraging to you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.